Wrestling fans, this weekend, get ready for not one but two live episodes of Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday, February the 19th during SmackDown, we'll be joined by Marty Jannetty of the Rockers for fun and a cyber autograph signing. Then, this Sunday, February the 21st, Marty will be back Live live during our Elimination Chamber pay-per-view watch-along. Watch the big events with friends, interact with a future Hall of Famer, and help us keep wrestling legends working. Set a reminder on YouTube for these special episodes now. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE NXT and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to Wrestling Insider Current Events. Tonight we break down what's today's date? I don't even know, Dave. What's today's date? Today's the 18th, the Wednesday, February the 17th editions of WWE NXT from the Capitol Wrestling Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida, as well as AEW Dynamite from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know if it was named after our good friend Ursula Daly, but Daly's Place nonetheless. It is beginning to look wintry here at MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, in the zip code of Champion 02176. To prevent myself from folding like a fucking accordion like I did the other night, I pre-salted the front of the studio, as dilapidated as I am right now. So hopefully that sand will allow myself and Marty and any other old and other handicapped or cripples that enter the studio to do so safely over the next few days, as we're expecting a little snow. Hopefully Marty's flight on JetBlue tonight lands with no problem, or it'll just be another one of those long days, as we're going to have 3 long days of tapings ahead. But those no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll stories from the 80s and 90s always prove to be interesting. We'll have our crack staff with us in the back to make sure Marty looks wonderful, sounds wonderful, and then I'll edit it to make sure that it presents wonderful once it hits the airwaves. Don't forget, at the top of the hour tonight, 10 p.m., a brand new episode of Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty, where Marty dishes on Vince McMahon partying with the wrestlers twice and how it went terribly, terribly wrong. Some great stories there from Marty. He also talks about how hot the house show business was for the WWF in 1989, a great watch. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a doubleheader at 8 p.m. Out of our normal time slot. Marty is going to be with us live, Live, live. He's going to be with us as SmackDown is on Fox. He'll be taking your questions on YouTube and Facebook. He'll be doing a cyber autograph signing. You can get an autograph photo for your wrestling man cave, just to help us keep the lights on, help us keep professional wrestling legends working. We're going to have a good time, as always. Then at 10 o'clock, as the lights in the Thunderdome in Tampa go dim, John Cena Sr.'s dome lights up, baby. Let me tell you. I don't know what's going on in that dome sometime. Johnny is not with us in studio this week, however. To avoid the snow, Mr. Cena flew to Cancun, Mexico, with a woman whose initial is M. Now, I don't know if that stands for Monice, who was one of his regular girlfriends. I don't know if it stands for Margot Ouellette of Ms. and Mrs. fame, who was kind of his side piece that he's kind of given the walk of shame to a few times from the Cena Palace in Newbury, Massachusetts. Margot has been seen entering and leaving the home in the same outfits over several days. I will go no further than that, but it'll make for an interesting episode. Then Saturday night, as always, we have the big one-stop shopping, supersized Wrestling Insiders Week in Review, where you get every big episode we had this week. So if you missed an episode, if you didn't have 4 10 PMs to dedicate to us this week, you get it all right there under your nose. Tony Atlas, Savio Vega, who was our special Wednesday night guest this week, Marty, and John Cena Sr. Then things heat up on Sunday. You talk about a big day as usual. 7 days a week, we have those daily history videos at 10 a.m. On Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we have the Wrestling Insider flashbacks at 2 p.m. to try and entice you to try the Patreon streaming service. Then at 5 p.m., just as everyone's starting to settle in, get ready for the big show, we have the return, maybe the re-debut of the Atlas World News. We have the Hall of Famer, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, shares his news and views on the world around us. Current events, religion, politics. If that type of show offends you, don't watch it. I warn you ahead of time. It has absolutely zero to do with professional wrestling. It's just giving Tony a platform to talk. Hopefully take those type of subjects out of his wrestling talk shows. We shall see how it goes. We did 3 episodes at various times during the early coronavirus days when we were very limited in what we could do at all. So I'm interested to see weekly, if we give Tony his own little Sunday news show, how you guys like it. So it's going to be available on the Patreon early. It'll be available to everybody around the globe at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Then, the main event of the weekend, Sunday night, 7 p.m., it's going to be our WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view watch-along with special guest again, Mr. Marty Jannetty, in his 3rd of 3 long days with us. But his live episodes are always fun. You never know what to expect. You never know what stories you're going to hear from great wrestling territories to Annie the Ass Eater and some of the other wrestling groupies of the day. Marty's stories never fail to entertain, amuse, and to some maybe repulse. It all depends on your point of view. But Marty will be with us live for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, along with myself and Dave Carter. Again, he'll have autographs available, photos available, shout-outs available, anything virtually we can do legally to help keep the lights on and keep the legends working. And with that said, with the cheap plugs out of the way, I now introduce you to my partner in crime, a man whose desire for chocolate is a temptation island in and of itself, Mr. Dave Carter. I'm sure you agree with that 110%, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Well, which of these 2 mega events are we going to review first? Are we going to talk a little NXT, a little AEW Dynamite? I leave it at your discretion, sir.
We'll do NXT first.
Well, that's good, because that was the first one on my notes. All right. Fire away. What do we got? What happened last night at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida?
Well, we got a very upset Kyle O'Reilly heading down to the ring. He comes down to the ring. He gets in the ring, gets on the mic, and says he can't make sense of what happened on Vengeance Day from Sunday night. He's pissed off and confused. Supposed to be like no other group, as he's talking about Undisputed. Says Adam Cole stabbed him in the back, but he also tells him he's still his brother. Needs Cole to explain himself, and when he gets down to the ring, he's probably going to punch him in the face. Roderick Strong comes out. Adam did what he did because of his emotions. Kyle tells him to stop it, and he wants to hear it from Adam. He tells Roddy not to get in the ring, doesn't know who to trust, just wants Adam Cole to get his ass out there. Finn music hit. He comes walking out, Kyle says he's not looking for him. Finn says he's looking for Adam as well. They have unfinished business to talk about. Roddy gets in Balor's face. They both get attacked by Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan, and Pete Dunne. So we never established Adam Cole at all during that promo. It was pretty good, though. Long, but it was all right. What did you think of it?
It was a lot better than what was going on the other channel.
That's for sure, 100%.
A lot better. Not a bad promo at all. I like Kyle O'Reilly as a single. Roderick kind of in between, trying to be the peacemaker. You know, I almost feel old, though. You know, back in the good old days, when you had an issue with someone, you sent them a text message and tried to resolve it, or you bashed them on social media or something like that. Instead, these cats, these youngins these days, they waited 3 days to communicate in the middle of a wrestling ring.
I know, right? Yep, exactly.
Wait a minute. I just received a text from Howard Miller, but you continue with the show, please, sir.
All right. So from there, we got another quick little promo thing. It was taped. Regal gets on and says he's got a message from Escobar. It was taped in his car, I guess. He said no one threatened Santos Escobar. He says he's going to go home. He's not doing it on Regal's time or Cross's time to have the match. Regal comes back on and says Regal said this match will take place next week, and if he doesn't show up, he will be suspended and stripped of the Cruiserweight title. So then, that said, he also says the match for tonight's going to be Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch versus Roderick Strong, Finn Balor, and Kyle O'Reilly. So we got that little promo too with it. I don't know if you have anything to add about that.
Yeah, I think Cross is a little big for the Cruiserweight title, but I'm not sure if it's going to be on the line in the match between these two. No, I guess it stretches a little bit more out of the story in the storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. From there, we got the women's match, pretty much a rematch. It was Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. It was a decent match. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was, it is what it is. A white van shows up during the match. Gargano leaves the commentary table, runs out there. Indy Hartwell, I noticed, is getting a little bit better in the ring. She started off pretty green, so she's gotten a little bit better. Gargano showed out back during the match, hitting the white van, running around it all confused, doesn't know what's going on. Then all of a sudden, still the match is going on. They show up with Theory at the top of the ramp. He's all tied up, but happy, smiling, flip-flops. I don't know what was going on. He looks ridiculous is what I wrote. Why they're doing that, it distracts Indy, which causes her to get rolled up for the pin. Ember and Shotzi win the match. I know you probably hated that part with Austin Theory as much as
the whole thing just sucked. I hate to say it with these hardworking females, but it was just a shitty presentation overall of everybody involved. Uninteresting. It was forced. Nothing I want to see again. One man's opinion, though. I'm sure there were some that loved it.
I feel like Austin Theory should not be presented this way at all.
Without a doubt. That's a guy at WrestleMania 38, 39, 40, 41. You could be looking at as a key player. So a potential main eventer. And they're just trying to do comedic nonsense on a Wednesday night show. Not many people are watching anyway compared to the main roster, but yet they'll have it in their video archives to humiliate him with down the road because it's entertaining, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
From there, we got Pat McAfee shown on an airplane, says he's smarter than the internet wrestling community. Basically, he knew Cole was going to do what he did, and he's laughing at everybody.
Called him a scumbag, I believe. Did he not?
Yeah, he called him that. Yeah, there you go. He called him that, too. I don't know. Pat McAfee, to me, I know you like him.
No, I don't like Pat McAfee.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I can't stand Pat McAfee.
That's good then. Then we're on the same level. Because I can't stand him. A lot of people think he's a great promo and all this and that.
I'll say this. He's not a bad talker, and he put the time in to try and get better in the ring. There's something about him I don't enjoy.
It's not believable to me. That's why. The promo that he cuts doesn't fit the person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. And then we got another promo, which was Kushida backstage. Says it was a hell of a match, and he's not done with Johnny. Bronson Reed comes out while he's getting checked by the doctor. Bronson Reed comes over and says he had a hell of a match, but he wants a shot at the North American title as well, and he's not done with Johnny either.
Big Bronson wants a title shot.
Yeah, like these are quick little promos, so I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
It was fine.
Yep. Okay.
Kept the show moving.
The next match, I was very happy to see Isaiah Swerve Scott back in action. He hadn't been on for a few weeks, but he faced Leon Ruff. First thing I gotta say is, did you notice that Leon Ruff seemed like enhancement talent at first? Because they just showed, they just flashed Leon Ruff on the screen real quick. It was like you had him win the North American title, build him up, and then he's doing this. I don't know. I just laughed at it. I'm like, this is unbelievable. It was a great match. Ruff is a good worker. He's very undersized, but he's a good worker. Scott is fantastic. Some great spots in the match. Leon Ruff pinned Scott with a crucifix. Another what is it called? Another fast way to win. Like he didn't really, you know what I mean? Just like he did with Johnny when he won the title. So it was like that. Swerve couldn't believe it. Goes to shake Ruff's hand and attacks him. Throws Ruff in the turnbuckle. Nice hard slam. That was pretty nice looking from on TV. Tired of Ruff getting everything handed to him, he says too. Kept on saying that going up the ramp. I don't know. I thought the match was just a wash away because the way they presented Leon Ruff. I don't know how you felt about it.
I was disgusted with it, to be honest.
And then for him to win, right?
The lack of common sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if Scott has done something to upset someone behind the scenes, but I mean, talk about just a miscarriage of justice, to borrow a line from Gorilla Monsoon. It'd be one thing if you had one small guy like Leon on the roster to kind of fit that underdog role. But, you know, you have that in Drake Maverick already. This guy is just, he looks like he weighs about 80 pounds. And to, you know, come away with a pinfall victory over someone that has so much potential, at least for the NXT brand, and Isaiah Scott, I mean, I watch that and I say, what are they thinking? Because it wasn't enjoyable. It was just something that makes me say, I don't want to watch more of this.
Right.
And I think they have more than enough of that.
Swerve Scott, right?
What's that?
You like Swerve Scott, right?
I do. I think he's excellent for NXT as far as the transition, if and when the day comes to SmackDown or Raw. Size-wise, I think there may be a bit of a challenge there, but I just think as far as the body of work that he has right now, I think it's exceptional, and I think it's only getting better, and I continue to see great potential in the man. I don't know why they would waste that in a loss to Leon Ruff. When you have someone like that stands out, you should go out of your way to protect them in the booking, not hurt them.
Exactly. From there, we had another women's tag team match, which was Kaden and Casey versus Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea. It was a decent match. Kaden and Casey win by pinfall. I don't really need to go over it because I could already tell. The main thing happened was Xylee is at the top of the ramp, grabs Casey's hands and rubs some black stuff on her hand. I don't really know what it was. I don't know if you have anything to add to that at all.
Yeah, just another match I particularly had no interest in seeing or ever want to see again. I continue to think that Robert's, what's his name, Stone, is bland and boring and forced and has such little personality compared to when he was Robbie E. It just makes me think, why don't they have him as Robbie E? But again, one man's opinion.
No, totally agree. From there, we got a little thing out back. It was Tyler Rustin, Bivens, his manager, said Regal approved the match against Kushida tonight, I guess, which I didn't even know they were about to have a match. It just came out of nowhere. Anything to add to it?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Quick little segment.
Not much.
From there, we got the rest of the Dusty Classic, the finals, like the winners. They did a little celebration, I guess, which turned into a mess. But we'll get into that. Beth Phoenix is in the ring with the trophy. She's going to be doing the women and the men. She introduces the men first that won it, which was MSK. They give Beth a hug, thinks the trophy is beautiful, and their bodies are tingling, they said. Their opponents that they face March 3rd, they face the tag team champions. They're excited about that. Beth asked MSK to help her introduce the women's winner of the Dusty Classic. Raquel and Dakota come out. Moments like this is what they do it for, they said.
Yeah.
Then Nia Jackson, I knew you were going to say, Nia Jackson, Shayna come out. Well, they interrupt them and come out. Shayna says they were on the right side of history that night, but when they face them, they're not going to be. Dakota introduces Shayna and Nia to Raquel. Shayna says it's the same old Dakota. When she broke her arm, Dakota says she isn't the same and will kick her ass. Raquel says they don't run the place anymore. They do. Nia says they come there to honor Dusty. And Dusty said, oh, you must have loved this one. Dusty told her before he passed away that she was a big, beautiful, badass bitch. I had to put that. Raquel says Dusty never met her, meaning but he never met her. You know what I mean when I say that, right? Okay. Shayna says on March 3rd, they're going to humiliate them. And Raquel talks about showing the hole again. And I don't know. They start talking about the hole again, and then they finish the segment. I hate them bringing that shit up anymore. I think it's overdone. It's not funny anymore. It was never funny. What about you? Do you like the promo? The whole segment?
Beth's jackets never cease to amaze me. They look like kind of glossy wallpaper.
Right.
It was just garbage. Complete and utter garbage that I have no interest in. If that's what they're trying to counter AEW's big March 3rd show with, they could be in for a rough night at the office as far as the rating numbers that come in.
Absolutely. I think so, if that's that so far. I don't know. Anything else to add to
No, that's more than enough.
All right, I figured. Out back, they show Roddy and Kyle talking. They didn't actually go up too much, so we don't know what they're talking about. From there, we got a Cameron Guy's music video, basically just with lots of money, dancing, and all this crap. I don't know. Anything to add to it?
No. I wish he was permanently disabled with the car crash with the Lamborghini.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, then they come back from commercial and it shows that he crashed out bad.
It's not fun. It's not funny. It's just stupid to me.
I'm laughing, but I'm only laughing because of how you say it. Then we finally get the match. Tyler Rush versus Kushida. That was a lot of promos in there. Tyler Rush versus Kushida. It was a pretty good match. I like Tyler Rush. I could see something in him if he gets more work done. Keeps on working in NXT. Not these one-off matches and then he's gone. I want to see him actually have a program with somebody, see what he can actually do. Kushida's great, so that helped him a lot. It was a good match, like I said. Kushida won by submission. What about you?
I think there was a big drop-off in quality from the match he had on Sunday at TakeOver, but I guess that was to be expected. I'm not a Russ guy. I think he's a little rusty from wherever he came from, and maybe he should go back there. But, that's a little cruel. You got to give the man a chance. He's still a relative newcomer to the televised platform of the show, but there's nothing about him that says, ooh, I want to see him again. Ooh, I want to see what he's going to do next. There's just nothing. Kushida, I always enjoy.
Yeah, that's why I was saying pretty much let's see him in a program and see if he can actually build off anything. That's why I can't say he's nay or hey yet. But from there we got, I know you're probably excited about this. They told us before they went to commercial, Zoe Stark debuts next.
Yeah.
I don't know if that probably made you real excited.
Oh, yeah.
From then, this was my favorite part of the night because I'm a huge fan of him. Been a fan of him for a long time. I don't know how you feel about him. You can give your opinion after this. They knock on Ed LA Knight's door. He's the hottest free agent. People are already saying he's the greatest in NXT already. He says he's the hottest free agent. Like I said, NXT belongs to him. He does such a good job with his promos. I can't wait to see his work rate in NXT. I haven't been able to watch him other than in NWA a little bit, but he hasn't really wrestled programs really. So I can't wait to see what he can do in NXT. I love the guy. I think he cuts a great promo. He can work well. Let's say you.
To be honest, I couldn't stand him in NXT, Impact Wrestling, but I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to see what WWE can do with him, what maybe he can do in WWE. He hasn't done anything that has made me dislike the presentation as of yet, but it's a very small sample size. I'm interested to see if WWE can turn LA Knight into a superstar. Let's see.
Hell yeah. All right. Then we got the match, Zoe Stark versus Velvetina Feroz. I don't even know what to really say about it. I mean, it was all right, I guess.
I was ready to whip out the old VCR and record it. It was so good.
I know. Zoe seemed legit, though. I did put that. She seemed like she can, she's an all right in the ring. She's not lost. Zoe Stark's won by pinfall.
Well, I wish she'd be found, but anyway.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you had something to say. Pretty much that's that for the match. I don't know. Anything to add?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Not much.
Then we get another promo, which was Scarlett and Cross. Basically says Santos has created his destiny. If he shows up next week, he's going to drive his arm in the back of his head. If he doesn't show up, he's going to get stripped of the title. Those are his two options next week, I guess. He gave him two options, and then he said tick-tock, tick-tock. Quick promos. I don't know. Anything you have to say? Other than
apparently it's going to be a very painful week either way for him, so we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do.
What I don't get is if they didn't really state, is it just going to be stripped and given to Cross, or is it going to be just stripped? I don't know.
I imagine we'll see the match.
Yeah, me too. I'm just, building it up a little bit.
They have to strip so many titles in that promotion. It isn't even funny.
Okay. Then here we go. So we got Pete Dunne, the main event, which was Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch versus Finn Balor, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. I put right off the bat, all six were great workers, so it's going to be a good match. I love Kyle O'Reilly. I love them all, but I love Kyle O'Reilly. Something about him, he just, I don't know, he really gets me, with the matches, really involved with them.
Must be his tan.
Yeah, exactly. I said this, this is what it's all about if you want to watch a good wrestling match right here with these guys, and it had great flow. Big highlights where Dunn runs into the ref. He knocks him out. Adam Cole comes out, attacks Kyle with the super kick. Balor hits Roddy with the coup de grace by accident, which gets Dunn the upper hand and basically gets pinned. You know what I mean? Because he got distracted, hit him, and then they rolled up Finn for the pin count. Adam Cole appears in the ring again and super kicks Finn Balor, takes the NXT title and holds it up in the air. Pretty much, I'm guessing he's saying he wants the NXT title again. They're probably going to start a program, but what are they going to do with Kyle O'Reilly? They didn't really talk about it yet. I guess that's for the teaser for next week, but that was NXT. What do you think of the match, the ending?
And not even what are they going to do with Kyle O'Reilly, but what about Pete Dunne, who walked away with a pinfall victory over the champion, and you have Roderick Strong, who's kind of stuck in the middle. As far as this whole scenario goes, it has many layers of interest to it, and to be honest, it saved a dog shit of a show.
Oh, Jesus.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't one of their best. I'll definitely admit that.
And they're not going to hit a home run 52 weeks a year. I've said that many times. It's just like no NBA basketball team is going to win 82 games a year. But this was just after such a great NXT takeover, which I think I gave takeover an 8. Did I not?
You did. Yep, you did.
Yeah. Well, this one wasn't an 8 by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope. For my grade, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I thought it was pretty bad. It was way too promo heavy because that's what I did last week to AEW because it was so promo heavy. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Promos too much, too many women tag team matches. The ending was good. The wrestling was good that was on the show, but I think a 4 out of 10 is more than fair.
You know what's funny? It seems like you liked the show more than me, but I gave it the better rating. I actually gave it a 5 out of 10. It would have been great. Part of me wanted to go a little bit lower, but with a strong main event like that in so many different scenarios with the top main event angle, they left the people wanting to see more as far as what's going to happen with that. They left a scenario that has a tree that has many branches on it, so to speak. And that's good booking. I mean, the rest of the show was just, awful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get you.
I'm going back through the list. I mean, even Kushida, who I enjoy, his match was kind of a shoulder shrug. He had Isaiah Scott, jobbing to an 80-pound man. Not my cup of tea. But the main event, I thought, saved it, and I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Hell yeah, there we go. All right. That was NXT.
All right. Any news and notes coming out of the show before we go to the commercial break, sir?
Only thing I seen was that they're going to be creating a second NXT show called NXT Evolve, and it's going to be run by Gabe Sapolsky. That's all I read. That was from your boy Dave Meltzer. That's all he reported. I don't know if it's real, fake, whatever, but that's what I read.
Well, he's usually. I'll say this: even if it doesn't happen, I would say it's safe to say it's something that's being discussed.
Okay. What do you think of that? Anything? Or
I'm not a big fan of that man. He needs a bath.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that then.
Who is this calling? All right, well, perfect time-wise. Well, fans, we're going to take a brief timeout. We come back, we're going to talk more AEW Dynamite from last night. And as we mentioned earlier in the night, this weekend, we're going to party with Marty. Stand by. Wrestling fans, this weekend, get ready for not one but two live episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. Friday, February the 19th during SmackDown, we'll be joined by Marty Jannetty of The Rockers for fun and a cyber autograph signing. Then, this Sunday, February the 21st, Marty will be back Live live during our Elimination Chamber pay-per-view watch-along. Watch the big events with friends, interact with a future Hall of Famer, and help us keep wrestling legends working. Set a reminder on YouTube for these special episodes now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this limited edition WWE NXT Johnny Gargano personally autographed 11x14 comic book style poster, a great addition to the collection of any Johnny Wrestling or NXT fan direct from WWE. Also comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back. I'm excited, not one, but two live bonus episodes this weekend from this fine studio. Friday night during SmackDown at 8 p.m., Marty Jannetty. 7 p.m. on Sunday during the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view watch-along. It's Marty Jannetty. We got autographs. We have an interaction at its finest. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we hope you can join us. We already discussed WWE NXT from last night. Now it's on to a little AEW up at Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida. I know you had quite an interest in Ursula Daly back in the day, but that's a different story for a different time. On to Dynamite.
Yes, sir. And the beginning was Dynamite for the just Adam Page coming down. I'm really a fan of Adam Page. And I'm not saying the match. I like Adam Page. That was the only part of it I like. Seeing Adam Page come out, I think he should be by himself. Adam Page and Big Money Matt Hardy versus TH2, which is Angelico and Jack Evans. It was a good match. I mean, I'm not going to say take anything away from the match. I mean, they're all good workers. I love Adam Page, like I said. I wish he was by himself. Hangman Page and the Hardy get the win. Then we get a promo after the match, pretty much talking about contracts. And then a Jag mascot comes out with another contract and basically presents Matt with it and says, on March 3rd, it's going to be Matt Hardy and versus Adam Page he gets 100% of his money. Matt Hardy, I don't know. It was so confusing. And Matt gets, if he pins, Adam Page, he gets 100% of his earnings from 2021. A lot of money involved, a lot of nonsense involved. I thought it was nonsense. I don't understand it. You don't do that in wrestling. That is just stupid. And then basically he starts betting. The Dark Order comes out because the mascot starts attacking Page. They help out. I don't know. It was a big mess. Some of these AEW I don't know about you. The promos and the segments are just such a mess. Too many people are involved. Too many stipulations. Too much going on. And I know you said last week that sometimes they don't take a breath. They just try to fit everything on the show.
Well, I thought the whole segment was horrendous. If nothing else, it should have been almost a squash match, an enhancement match for Page and Matt Hardy. I don't know why Matt Hardy continues to change personality so often. I don't know why they feel any fan would have the attachment to the duo that they'd care about the stipulation for a pay-per-view match. You have to build things up first. I mean, okay, you want to go with this idea that Matt Hardy is this big-time agent, investor, whatever you want to call it in the talent. Build something up with them. Not what is this now, week 2, week 3? And now all of a sudden, 100% of their quarter earnings are on the line in a match that no fan really cares about at this point.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's, I don't know.
Dan, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Adam Page just needs to get away from all this, go on his own, have a nice singles run.
Adam Page's presentation has been gang raped with the garbage that he's been subjected to. You know, first the drinking, which never built to anything. He just used to drink in the middle of events. It never played into a storyline. It never played into a finish. He just drank. And now apparently he doesn't drink anymore. I don't know. Although Matt Hardy
was so good in Ring of Honor. Like his presentation, everything in Ring of Honor was great. That's when I started really liking him. Then I thought, okay, he's going to be on a bigger stage with AEW, and all they've done is literally, like you said, do nothing. They've just made him a mark.
In the early days, not so bad, but
Yeah, but
the
early
past
was
4 or 5 months, it's been
Well,
atrocious.
but that's what I'm saying. In the early days, it really couldn't hurt him yet because they were just trying to get him established. Now they're like, okay, let's make a mockery of him. I don't know. I didn't like it.
And just when I thought the segment couldn't get any worse, out comes the Dark Order, who I
know. And you see the little.
they
kid
all.
get him-
I would either release them all or I'd put them all in the recycling
Did
bin
you
and
see
come
the
up
little
with
kid
something
get in the
new.
ring
Yes,
too?
I saw the little kid, which is
I figured that
a
bothered you,
complete
too.
and utter embarrassment. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If they want to do nice things to honor the memory of Brody Lee, I think that's fantastic. Should it be on national television? No. It makes their product look pathetic having a little child running around with the 7 dwarfs of jobbers that is the Dark Order. These guys that are just uninteresting, bland, and many of them not very good. I don't get it. I don't want to see it. I have no interest in it. I thought it dragged the show down. I thought it dragged the company down as a whole to put that on TV. It was just pathetic.
Yep.
And I think it's a very nice thing that they've been so nice to Brody
Right
Lee's
on.
son as
Yeah,
an entire family. It just doesn't belong on a professional wrestling show. It belongs in locker rooms. It belongs in private. It belongs in people's homes. It doesn't belong on TV. If they want to use the ring before the show, after the show, do it then. Don't do it during the show. Makes it look so amateur hour, it isn't even funny.
Right on. I totally agree.
There was just such little logic and common sense in the whole thing from beginning to end. As soon as the bell rang to end the match, it was just, I can't imagine how anyone could sit in a creative meeting and say, you know what, geez, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I totally agree. I can't disagree with you anything with that. That's 100% true. From there, we got an Inner Circle promo. Santana Ortiz says they're finally getting the tag team title shot they deserve. MJF gets on the mic, says he wants an apology from Sammy. Chris Jericho tells MJF to shut up. A lot of this is your fault and Sammy's fault. But he also said, Sammy, quitting the Inner Circle is the dumbest move you've ever made, and you are dead to me. Quick. I mean, I didn't mind that. That was kind of a decent promo. It was quick, and it wasn't too bad. What about you?
If there was logic as to why cameras were recording these secret meetings, I guess, I don't know. It was fine.
Right on. We probably got your favorite match of the night, which was Serena Deeb versus Riho. Rio's very small, but she's not bad. I think she's very talented. She's so tiny that it just looks wacky, her wrestling in the ring. I like Serena Deeb. I think she's really good. It was a good match. Medical staff came out, was checking on her knee and stuff. I guess she heard it during the match. It was very long, which all these women's matches every week after week are so long. I don't understand why. Rio pins Serena with her legs. Did you notice that with the legs? Like the legs pinned her? It was weird. It was a weird pinning, and I'm like, are you kidding me? These 10-pound legs are gonna. I don't know. Yeah, it was blown.
I have not missed Rio, believe it or not. I don't understand why the NWA Women's Championship is featured on AEW TV so much. That's never really been explained. I'll say this, compared to everything else on Dynamite and NXT, Serena Deeb was like the 1996 Shawn Michaels compared to the rest of the women. But the match, like you said, it was just way too long.
Oh, yeah.
And did not hold my interest.
Yep. From there, we got a tape segment, which was Jade and Shaq at a basketball court, running and sprinting, shooting hoops. Shaq was making wacky faces. Shaq actually hit a free throw during this little promo. You believe that? That was my highlight.
It's good for a wrestling show, yeah.
I don't know what it had to do with anything to build up this match other than maybe their training, but why are they shooting hoops? It's a wrestling match. But yeah, what do you have anything to say about it?
I wouldn't have put it on the show, but...
Yeah, put that on AEW Doc or something. Some on YouTube like that. Yeah, doesn't belong, but whatever. From there, we got Orange Cassidy with Chucky Taylor versus her. One thing that bothers me with Orange, I hate it goes, he's from wherever, from where. Oh, Justin Roberts, shut up. I couldn't take it. I hate that.
A lot of his announcements are too much.
Oh, with the when he does Ray Phoenix too later on. Oh my God, I wanted to choke him out. I don't know if he does it to be
Anyone
funny.
that's Spanish, it's a bit much.
Oh my God, yeah. In this match, I did put Luther hit a nice powerbomb on Orange Cassidy, and he kicks out at 2, like barely 2. I was like, what is he, Superman? Like, it was a nice powerbomb. That was one good move Luther did do during the match. It was a quick match. Orange Cassidy wins by pinfall. And you know what I don't like is Chuck Taylor's basically being the smaller dude, like the little, I don't know, lackey for him. He puts the dungaree jacket on him at the end of the match. I don't know. I don't like Orange Cassidy. I'm not saying he's bad. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know if it's yours.
No, this should not have been on television. It's an embarrassment to the company. There may be some odd individuals that find a man in a denim jacket that tries to kick about as hard as Reno Chastain to be entertaining in some way, shape, or form. And you know what? If you see it once or twice, it might be amusing. But for them to go continue and continue and continue with it, it sucks. And what's worse is that Luther is even worse. Everything that Luther does, it looks like the man never trained at a school. He's horrible, horrible. The match was just, I don't understand why you would put that on TV. When they have so many young guns on Dynamite that will go out there and go balls to the wall. They may be green, but at least it wasn't going to be as bad as this.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't get it either. From there, we probably got, I actually kind of really liked this segment. It was Team Taz came out with Hook, Brian Cage, and Taz. All he hears is Sting is going to call out the team. So they did it before him, told him to come out. Where are you, Sting? Sting comes out. Right to the ring. Taz says, you need that bat. That's the only reason why you're out here. Sting throws the bat, takes off his jacket, throws it at Cage's face, starts attacking Cage, throwing some blows at him. Hook gets the bat, starts choking out Sting. Sting, finally gets picked up by Brian Cage and powerbombed. I couldn't believe he took that powerbomb. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
He left him laying in the ring. He took a nice bump. All I kept on thinking is what Sting was thinking about in the ring. Because you know how they did that overhead shot of him looking down? I was like, oh my God, He's probably like, what the hell did I just do? Because he's like, what, 54, 55 years old, right?
Oh, he's older than that.
Really?
I'm not sure if he's quite at the big 6-0, but he's pretty close.
Someone say he looks good for his age. And
He's under face paint, so that helps.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Were you surprised they put him in the powerbomb? Were you expecting that?
No, I wasn't expecting it all. I thought that made for probably the best segment of the night on this show.
That's what
I don't know who or what Hook is, but he seems to be around. And we're not talking about Dustin Hoffman back in 1992. It was a good, effective way to get Cage over, leaving the superhero injured after that nonsense they did last week, which I told you disgusted me. When they drove off in the car, apparently killing Darby Allin in the body bag. But Ricky Starks is the one I really like in that faction. Apparently he was snowed in or cold in or whatever's going on in Texas where he's from. No, Taz continues to be one of the better promo guys in 2021, which I think is pretty sad, but it's the nature of the beast. They made the most they could with it, and it was a very good segment.
That's one thing I would say. WWE missed the boat with Taz. They had him, and they could have just kept him around or at least signed him back up because they could use somebody like him with a mouthpiece, but they don't really do the manager thing anyway, so I don't know if he'd be wasted there. From there, we got Eddie Kingston out back, a little promo with him. He talks about the match tonight. He can't get rid of Moxley with alcohol, pills, or women, and needs to just beat him up and get rid of him like that.
Yeah,
that was pretty much the whole rundown of it. I don't know. Anything to say about it?
Again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's not a bad mouthpiece. He sounds like someone you'd sit near at an MSG house show, that reads The Observer or The Torch or something like that. But as far as his look goes, ugh. As far as his in-ring goes, ugh. So I don't know why he's just not used as a manager. But you know what? They didn't call and ask my opinion, believe it or not.
I hear you. From there, we got a little thing taped in a classroom. It was Kenny Omega in a little kid's classroom. Kids asking questions to Kenny. He reads them the Young Bucks book or a little bit from it. And then at the end, why did this have to happen? Nakazawa had to get beat up by the little kids. Very stupid, very childish, like you would say. I thought the whole thing was stupid. I don't understand.
They seem to have a thing for children in this promotion. I don't know.
But do they think that's a good TV spot? Like, that's not. It's not. I don't know. I got aggravated seeing it. I just don't like it. You're using these guys in the wrong way. How are you going to tell me now Nakazawa's credible? He just got beat up by. I know you're not. It's wrestling, so like believability I know isn't always there, but with something like this, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What'd you think of it?
I think it's sad that Don Callis is starting to outshine the AEW champion, but again, that's just one man's opinion.
There you go. From there, we got the AEW Tag Team Title match. This was actually very good. Santana and Ortiz with the Inner Circle versus the Young Bucks. I love Santana and Ortiz. They're great. I wish WWE could get those guys. I think they would do well in NXT for sure. It was a really good match, like I said. Ending was a roll up by the Bucks. Whole Inner Circle attacks the Bucks at the end. Good Brothers come out. Did you notice they were like wobbling down to the ring like they were wasted something? I don't know.
They were in no rush to get there.
No, not at all. Come on, try to help the Bucks. Jericho gets face-to-face with the Bucks' father. He pushes Jericho, says something. I don't know if it got blanked out on yours, but on mine it got blanked out. You couldn't hear it. And then Jim Ross gets on and says, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, there was some bleeping, yeah.
Yeah. But basically now the Bucks' father's getting involved. Ugh. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he looked like he stole Jericho's shirt from his debut in '99 on Raw.
Right? I didn't even write that, but I know. The freak.
Jeez. No, but you know what? Aside from that nonsense, I'll say I think this may have been the best Young Bucks match I've ever seen on TV. You know, there wasn't the nonstop movement. There was actually some selling going on. I praised this match highly. I thought it was actually really good.
Absolutely.
I didn't like the end. I don't think Jericho should be taking shoves from Papa Buck.
Right.
But you know what? Then again, maybe he's angry that he stole his shirt.
I wonder if this is going to bring Jericho's father in the mix because he's all over the wrestling now too. Ted Irvine.
I'm going to put a $1.50 down that the former NHL goon could take music connoisseur Papa Buck in a shoot, but we'll see.
Me too, but I think this is going to, how AEW's been rocking. I'm telling you, this is going to involve him. I have a feeling. But anyways, from there, this was probably the worst segment of the night right there. Brandy gets on the screen and says she's going to reveal what she's having tonight on Dynamite. Brandy Rhodes and Cody Rhodes come out, and they flash it on the screen. It's a girl. Yay! I don't understand. They walk to the commentary table. I'm just going to go right over because I don't think you have anything to add. We got FTR with Dax and Cash versus Matt and Mike Sydal, which I never even knew Matt Sydal had a brother. I said,
there was a reason for that after watching the match.
Oh, my God, I have it in here. Cody was on commentary, like I said. I love FTR. I think they're very good. That was a loss by WWE losing them. It was a pretty good match other than Mike Sydal. Very sloppy. Oh, very sloppy. FTR win by pinfall. After the match, FTR tells the doctors I'm sorry. Was basically telling the doctors, like, taking the bag from him because they were checking on Mike Sydal. And the lights go out. Jurassic Express come down to the ring. You don't see them. They end up in the ring and attack FTR. I don't know. What do you think of Jurassic Express and that whole team?
I guess they have magical prehistoric powers now where they can cause the lights at Daly's place to go off and on.
What do you think of? Did you notice I'm guessing you thought Mike Sydal was very sloppy.
I thought it was terrible when he was in the ring. I thought it was pretty good when he wasn't.
Right on. That's what I was thinking too. Did you know he had a brother?
Yeah.
Oh, so you did know. Okay. How come he's never gotten a chance in WWE or anything?
Did you watch the match last night?
Yeah.
Well, there's your answer.
Okay. Well, I don't know. They put Ryan Nemeth in WWE for a little bit there. He was in FCW. It's Dolph Ziggler's brother, so I didn't know. I just figured, maybe I missed it. So much.
For all I know, what? Maybe at some point years ago he was in their developmental system and he just worked his way out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, from that match.
I'm not familiar with him being in the developmental system. I don't know with certainty either way.
Right on. Okay, from there we got a promo. Moxley says Eddie has a stick up his ass. Only guy that cares about him is Moxley. Gonna kick his ass tonight. Gonna break his heart, break his neck. Going to take the title from Kenny Omega. His time's up. That was the promo.
Yeah.
He talked about 3 different matches in one promo. I didn't understand. Why can't they just focus on one thing? I'm going to go to it. Like you said last week, they try to fit so much stuff in one show, which I don't get. Have the promo just be about the match tonight, and that's it. But no, it's about 3 different things. I don't get it. It's confusing. And if you're a casual fan and you're turning in, it's like, wait a minute, is he fighting Kenny Omega tonight? Is he fighting this guy tonight? Like, I don't know, man. Too much.
I agree on that, and continue to.
Okay, so you agree with that?
I need to learn patience and pacing.
Right on. We got the main event next, which was Eddie Kingston, Butcher and Blade versus Lance Archer, Rey Fenix, and Jon Moxley. It was a violent match. It was actually really hard hitting, a lot of hard bumps. Lance Archer looked so big in this match compared to these guys. I don't know if you noticed that. He just looked such an imposing figure in the ring when he was face to face with these guys. He just looked huge. He had some big moves outside the ring too. I like Rey Fenix a lot. He's basically a ripoff to Rey Mysterio, though, to me at least. Moxie pins Kingston at the end of the match. Good Brothers attack Moxley after the match. Kenny Omega comes out on the mic. Unreal basically telling John he's about the match they're going to have at March 3rd, which is going to be an exploding barbed wire death match is what he called
Shades of IWA back in '95 with Cactus and Funk.
Right on. And that was AEW. I don't know what you thought about that. Do you think that match is going to work nowadays?
If it was the only gimmick match on the show, yeah, but it seems like almost everything on that show is a gimmick match in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, the match, anything to say about the match? I mean, I don't know.
The main event I thought sucked. I thought it was very sloppy, whether it be hard-hitting or otherwise. I remember the spot where Archer was going to, jump on everybody and toppled over Rey Fenix, which makes absolutely no sense other than wrestling-wise, it's another body to help, deflect the bump. But it's not a main event. Come on.
No, not at all.
Come
I said
on.
the same thing. Yeah.
That's all. That was my thought. The angle to end the show was all right.
Yeah.
At least it helped build up a main event. But again, very lackluster overall. Waste of Moxley.
Let me ask you this. I forgot to ask you this. Did you like the boots Kenny Omega was wearing?
I don't own a pair, but they were fine.
Oh my God, they were friggin' awful. I didn't know I thought they were women's shoes. They look like women's shoes. I didn't know what was going on.
Apparently you didn't like them. All right.
No, they look bad. But for the grade, I'm going to give it, honestly, I'm matching it with NXT this week. 4 out of 10.
I gave it a 3 out of 10. I thought it was that bad.
Okay.
I enjoyed the Young Bucks tag team title match. I enjoyed the Taz promo and the powerbomb, but other than that, I was just dying for this show to end.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I had. My two favorite parts were those two things too. I thought a 4 out of 10. Both need to step their game up. That's for sure.
Bad week for both on the same week, which is unfortunate for fans that watch both.
Yep, exactly.
But the good news is, hopefully, they're only going to go up. It'll only get better from here.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
All right, any news and notes from AEW's Dailies place before we hit the road?
I didn't see anything at all other than Cody Rhodes says he's open with working with WWE in the future if they would like to do what Impact and them are doing.
Oh, I'm sure they're having a creative meeting in Stamford about that right now.
Exactly. That's never going to happen. But it was the only thing I seen for AEW news so far.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for what's going to kick off a big weekend. Again, the top of the hour, Marty Jannetty will be with us for Party with Marty. He talks about 2 instances where Vince McMahon went to party with his superstars and it went wrong, really wrong, along with how hot the house show business was in 1989. Tomorrow on Friday night, we go LIVE live out of this fine studio where Marty Jannetty will be with us during SmackDown. We'll be doing a cyber autograph signing, interacting with you guys on the Premiere Chat, and so much more. And then tomorrow night at 10 after the lights at the Thunderdome in Tampa go dim, John Cena Sr.'s dome lights up with some great insight into the world of professional wrestling. We talk about the death of the natural Butch Reed. We talk about WWE Network moving over to NBC Peacock and much more. And then Saturday, we get the big one. If you miss any of the great talk shows during the week, 10 p.m., one-stop shopping. All 4 of our weekly in-studio shoot interview talk shows in one place. Even if you've already seen them, pop by. We have fun talking in the Premiere Chat. If you miss some episodes, that makes it even better, because to you, it's new content. This week, it's Tony Atlas, our special guests, Savio Vega, Marty, in Mr. Cena. Then Sunday, you talk about a big day. As always, we got the history video at 10, the flashback video at 2. At 5 p.m., it's the re-debut of Mr. USA Tony Atlas's Atlas World News, where he talks about current events. It has nothing to do with professional wrestling. If you're expecting wrestling, don't watch it. Read the disclaimer at the beginning of the show. It's Tony's platform to discuss world events, politics, religion, and things like that. But anything that comes from the mind of Tony Atlas can be pretty interesting. And then the main event of the weekend, Sunday night at 7, folks. Let me tell you this. The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Watch along. Myself, Dave, and Marty Jannetty, 7 p.m. Why watch a pay-per-view alone? Coronavirus has killed pay-per-view parties, even though they were already killed long before that. But you can watch the show with some friends on a second screen while you fire up WWE Network and have a lot of fun. Again, Marty will be available for autographs. We'll have the Super Chat open so you can help us keep the lights on and keep the wrestling legends working. And if you can't wait for that, if you want early access to all of our Wrestling Insider episodes, if you want access to our world-renowned studio shoot interview DVD library that's been seen by millions online and millions more on the Howard Stern Show, if you want exclusive Patreon content, and again, if you want to help these wonderful superstars, these legends keep working during coronavirus times when there's no independent shows, there's almost no autograph sessions, there's almost no fan fests, head on over to patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, where for less than a cup of coffee down at Starbucks, you help these great wrestling legends that have given you so much enjoyment throughout your life. Anything else to add, Mr. Carter?
No, that was it. You did a good job.
Well, we got the cheap plugs in and everything. For my good friend, Mr. Dave Carter, I'm Dan Mirade. We'll see you at the top of the hour, 10 p.m. Eastern, for Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty Jannetty. We'll see you then. The World Wrestling Federation was live at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, Illinois, Friday, February the 18th, 1994. In the opening contest, Owen Hart beat Jim Powers. WWF Tag Team Champions, the Quebecers, retained the titles over the Smokin' Guns. WWF Women's Champion, Alundra Blaze, retained the title over Heidi Lee Morgan. Bret Hitman Hart victorious over IRS. WWF World Champion Yokozuna retained the title over Tatanka. Jeff Jarrett defeated Bob Backlund. Macho Man Randy Savage and Lex Luger with the win over Crush and Quang. And WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon retained the title over Shawn Michaels. If you're in Chicago Live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep wrestling legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.